Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you step by step how to start a graphic design blog. So what we're going to cover today is what exactly is a graphic design blog, why you need to pick a niche, how to niche down, and how to get web hosting. In fact, we're going to talk a little bit about setting up web hosting. I'm actually going to show you step by step how to set that up and how to get a domain name for free for the first year. After that, we are going to install WordPress. We are going to install a premium and free WordPress theme and some important changes that you absolutely have to make so that your website starts getting traffic. After that, I'm going to show you how, why, what, who, and where you should start writing. After that, we're going to look at different ways to make money, why you need to share your content on social media in the very beginning, and about how many blog posts you need to write. Be sure to check out the 3 links in the description, as those will be the 3 links that I refer to throughout this video. All right, so what exactly is a graphic design blog? A graphic design blog is simply a blog where you are answering questions and solving problems with regard to graphic design. Now, what I recommend that you do is simply pick a niche within graphic design. As you know, graphic design can be incredibly wide, everything from like freelancing all the way up to the latest vectors and images and image creation software. So I recommend that you pick a niche and niche down. Let me give you an example of someone that has done a great job of picking a niche and niching down. So this is the website womenofgraphicdesign.org. This website is dedicated to all things graphic design with the women in mind, with females in mind. And this is a very good example of niching down. So what I recommend that you do, and there's a number of ways to do it, is to go out and do some keyword research. One of the easiest ways to do keyword research is find a website that you want to emulate or improve on and simply grab their keywords. And one way to do it is simply to use this website called Ahrefs. And with Ahrefs, we're going to go to Site Explorer, and we're simply going to grab this domain name here, and we'll talk a little bit more about domain names in just a moment. So we're going to copy womenofgraphicdesign.org, and we're going to paste this in right over here into our tool here. Paste that in, and what we're looking for is we're looking for the keywords that they're ranking for, because if you want to get organic traffic or free traffic to your blog or website, you are going to need to write on keywords. That's going to be very important when it comes to writing on a blog, is writing on what people actually care about instead of what you want them to know. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on organic keywords here, and we're just going to look and see what they rank for. As you can see, women of graphic design, and then there's some actual graphic designers. What you could do also is get a list of 5 or 10 of your favorite graphic design websites and simply repeat this process until you find something that you're interested in. Now, what I recommend that you do as a brand new blog or website, simply change the keyword difficulty to something between 0 and 5. The keyword difficulty basically means how hard it would be for a website or a web page to rank for that keyword. And to do it with this website, you can go to keyword difficulty, change it to 5 or less, and you'll get a list of keywords that are going to be easier to rank for. So what you can do is you can go through and find different keywords that could potentially rank for your website. Now, ranking is incredibly important. That's how people are going to see you. We could, for example, Australian graphic design, we could write on that. So we're just going to put a pin in that, and we're going to come back to that. So that is picking a niche and then niching down. The next thing that we want to do is we want to get web hosting. Now, in order for people to see your website, you need to have it hosted somewhere. In fact, when you click the first link in the description, this is the best web hosting provider for brand new websites. They're actually going to host it on their hard drive, which they call a server, and you're going to pay a low monthly fee. In fact, when you get started with them today, you'll actually get your domain name for free. And the domain name, for example, is womenofgraphicdesign.org. You want to make your domain name something that is congruent or relevant to your audience. What we're going to do right now is I'm actually going to show you step by step how to get domain name and web hosting with the first link. So go ahead and click that first link and walk through the process with me step by step. When you click that link, you'll be taken to this website where you'll go ahead and click Get Started. What I recommend is to click the first one on the far left, the basic plan, if you're just getting started with a website. As you can see, there are a number of options, but click that, click Select, and then move on. Here you're going to create a domain name. If you have one in mind, you can type it in here like you see that I do. What I recommend is try and find a domain name that's going to be related to your niche. Now, what I do is I type in a domain name that I know is already taken. When it's taken, you're going to get this error. What you can then do is go back and try different domains. Now, make sure, again, you want to pick one that's related to your niche. Click Next, and then you're going to see a green box that says that it's approved. The next step is simply to go through and enter in your contact information. Make sure that when you scroll down here, make sure that you leave all of the settings on. But again, enter in your contact information, the settings right here where it says domain privacy, leave all of this checked. If you don't leave it checked, you're going to get people reaching out to you, spamming you, emailing you, trying to get you to sign up for web hosting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sign up and then jump back to you once I sign on and move to the next step. All right, so I've signed up and I'm going to go ahead and set up my website initially. Just create a simple username and password, make sure it meets the requirements there, and then move on. Make sure that you write it down too. Write it down in a safe spot so that you have it and you remember it, because it can be a pain to go ahead and get everything back. You're going to have to enter in like some vital information, but just make sure that you write it down. It's really easy and really simple. Now, one thing that I do want to note is that this part is not sped up at all. This is actual real time, and you can see that you'll go from absolutely nothing to a complete website in less than probably 10 minutes. And once you click submit, you're going to move on to the next step where you get to log in. Here is where you're actually going to start creating your WordPress website. Now, the great thing is Bluehost really does everything for you, and it's really simple. So again, I'm not speeding this up at all, and I want you to see what it really takes to create a website. Bluehost is going to do a little bit of work in the background for you, and we're just going to actually click on skip this step. This one, first one I clicked on start a blog, but for the next step, just click skip, because we know what we're doing, and I'm actually going to tell you what to do so that we can get up and running. Click get started right here on the left hand side, and then move on. Just click skip here and click skip here. And then just pick the first one in the far left. Make sure that you're picking a free theme, because they'll charge you. They have both free and premium themes, which I'll talk about in just a moment. So right now, it's actually creating your WordPress website. In just a few moments, you're going to click on log in to WordPress on the right-hand side there. You'll see it in just a second. And then we can actually start looking at some basic configurations. All right, so we click log in, and now we actually have a WordPress website. What may need to happen is you may need to click refresh a few times to get it to work, but now we have our website, as you can see. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to log in and delete a few plugins, because right now it has the coming soon. And so if someone tried to get to your website at this moment, it's going to say coming soon to them, even though we can see it. This is what your WordPress website looks like, but for everyone else outside of your network, it's going to say coming soon. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down to plugins eventually, and we're going to delete some of the plugins that we don't need. Now, I talk a little bit about plugins later on, but plugins add additional features and functionality. We are going to deactivate the Bluehost as well as the other plugins that are already activated, and then we can go through and make the necessary changes, which I'll cover in just a moment. So we're going to deactivate them and then delete them. Now you want to make sure that you only have the plugins that you're using on your website. The more plugins you have, the slower your website's going to respond and function, and you're going to lose out on ranking. So make sure you have a lean setup, very few plugins, and then move on. As you can see right now, I'm just simply deleting some stuff that you don't need. If you want to, you could keep them, but obviously if you're just getting started, you don't need this other stuff. What's more important is the themes that we're going to talk about in just a moment, as well as getting writing. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete those, deactivate them, and then we're actually going to start moving on to settings, which you see right here. All right, so let's go ahead and make some changes that we absolutely have to make so that you can start getting traffic. The first thing that you want to do is you want to change your site title. Your site title is going to be the title of your website. You can make this basically your domain name. For example, my domain name is Web Hosting Rewind, and you can see that's my site title. And then the tagline is basically what your website's all about in a very succinct manner. As you can see here, mine says, get the latest news and info on all things web hosting. What you want to do is make sure that yours is relevant to your niche. For example, if you are creating content about makeup, you can say, come here for the latest tips and tricks for all things makeup. Next, you want to make sure that your WordPress address is HTTPS and not HTTP. Make sure your site address is HTTPS as well. And then the administration email should automatically be set. Uncheck the membership so that anyone can register. Make sure that this is unchecked. If we scroll down here, you want to change your time zone to your time zone. There are all sorts of them here. Next, you want to make sure that you have your date format set to the way you want, and then go ahead and click save. If we go down to writing, there isn't anything in writing that we need to change. After that, we're going to go to reading. In reading, very important, you want to make sure that your homepage displays to your latest post. That's the first thing. And the second one is you want to make sure that your search engine visibility is unchecked. do not check this. Discourage search engines from indexing this site. You do not want this, because if this is checked, people aren't going to be able to find your website, and everything that we do after this is going to be a waste. So go ahead and click save. This should be unchecked. Next, if we go down to discussion, there really isn't anything that we need to change here. Media, we can leave this as is, and then permalinks is going to be really important. Right now, your permalinks are set to plain. You want to change it to post name. This is done for search engine optimization. What's going to happen is when we create a new blog post, we are going to make it so that it's search engine optimized. We're going to use the keyword in our title, and that keyword is going to show up right here as well. And this is called search engine optimization. Make sure that it's set to post name, and then go ahead and click save. And really, that's everything that you need to do to make sure that you start getting traffic. All right, so now that we have installed WordPress, we've installed a free WordPress theme. I'm actually going to show you how to install a premium one and why you need to do that. And we've made some changes to your website so that you can get traffic. All right, so you have a free WordPress theme. It is very basic. It has no features and no added functionality, which makes it a plain, boring site. What I recommend that you do is click the second link in the description to get a premium WordPress theme. When you click that second link, you're going to be taken to this website, and you're going to have a ton of additional options. As you can see, it says over 1,000 different WordPress themes. And what you're going to do is you're simply going to type in your niche. You can type graphic design. As you can see, graphic design in WordPress. And what you're going to see is you're going to see a bunch of premium WordPress themes. These themes have additional features and functionality. They actually have a lot better look. They're more intuitive, and it's going to get your customers, your viewers, your readers to want to stay on your website longer. And so what I recommend that you do is spend some time, go through, find a WordPress theme that you like. And once you find one that you like, you are going to add it to the cart. You are going to check out, and you're going to buy that theme. Once you buy that theme, you're going to download that zip file to your computer. You're going to unpack that zip file, and there's going to be a second zip file. With that second zip file, we're actually going to install it into our WordPress website, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to our WordPress dashboard. We're going to go to Appearance and then click on Themes. When you click on Themes, you're going to click on Add New, and then you are going to click on Upload Theme. Now, once you click on Upload Theme, you can drag and drop that zip file right here, or you can manually find it. Whichever process you choose, click on Install Now and Activate, and then you're going to have a brand new theme. Now we need to start thinking about how we're going to write. Now, writing obviously is probably the most important aspect of the blog, and I get two questions when it comes to writing. How long should my blog post be, and how do I start writing? And I'm going to go ahead and answer those questions right now. So to start writing, we're going to go to Post. We're going to click on Add New. When we click on Add New, we are going to make the title of our post the keyword that we found in the previous step. So if we want to write on Australian graphic design, we're going to copy this, and we're going to go back over, and we're going to paste this here. Now, the reason why we're doing it this way is so that we can get discovered organically in search engines. We are optimizing our blog post for search. This is called search engine optimization. And we're going to do this in two parts. We're going to do the first part with the keyword in mind. The second part, we are going to make it so that it is user or reader friendly. So we're going to say Australian graphic design, everything you need to know. Okay. So now that we have that, we have our title. Now we need to figure out how to start writing. And that's where the second question, how long should my blog post be? And the answer really is, it depends on the keyword. It depends on what your competitors are doing, and it depends on the question. In general, your blog post should only be as long as it needs to be to answer the question or solve the problem. One way to determine how long your blog post should be is by pasting in your keyword into Google. And what we can do is we can go through and see if we find blogs that are asking and answering the same question. Maybe let's click on this one to see if this one will give us an answer. Let's see if we'll click on this one as well. And what you're going to do is you're just going to go through and do a word count. So if we wanted to, we're going to copy this, scroll all the way down. And let's say if I eyeball this, it didn't come out right. Let's go back up here. We're going to go all the way up to the top. And if I eyeball this, this is probably about 500 words. And if we look, it's 1,161 words. Okay. So if you wanted to rank for this keyword, you'd want to do at least 1,500 words. And let me show you how you can get to that metric relatively easy. So we're going to go back over to our blog post. And what I like to do to help me write longer and even faster is simply take about 10 minutes to brainstorm. And during this brainstorming session, I'm asking myself who, what, when, where, why, and how. And so basically, I'm just going to ask and answer questions with regard to my keyword and these 6 writing prompts. So we could say, why is, we'll call this graphic design 1, 2, 3, the best for you. And so when you're writing, and especially when you are doing your brainstorming exercise, you want to make sure that you're focusing on getting your ideas out on paper and not necessarily getting the words spelled correctly. The longer you spend trying to make sure your words are spelled correctly, the more time you're going to waste, and the more good ideas are going to float out. So what we can do again is we're simply going to ask ourselves who, what, when, where, why, how with regard to Australian graphic design. We could say, how is Australian graphic design different than American? Is there a difference? So you're going to spend 10 minutes and ask yourself these questions. Once you're done with your brainstorming session, you're simply going to delete the ones that aren't good and keep the ones that are. The ones that you decide to keep, you're going to turn these into H2s, and you're simply going to answer the question. And you're going to do that over and over again until you have completely exhausted your blog post. You've answered the question thoroughly. Once you've gone through and answered the question thoroughly, you are going to click publish, and then your blog post is going to be available for the world to read and react to. Now, if we jump back over to our slide deck, the next step is to think about different ways to make money. Now, there are a number of ways to make money with your website. Let's see if our example here, it does not appear that this blog post is making money with ads, but one of the best ways to make money with your website is simply to place ads on your website. Now, the cool thing with placing ads is that once you set everything up, it happens automatically. You don't have to do any manual placements. And one of the first places you can use is Google AdSense. What you'll do is you'll click on Get Started, and they'll actually walk you through the process of setting up ads, and they'll appear automatically. The only drawback or downside to Google AdSense is they don't pay you very much. They will pay you pennies on the dollar. But the upside to that is once you start getting significant traffic, you can move to other premium ad networks. There's Ezoic, there's Media.net, there's AdThrive. There's a ton of premium ad networks out there that you can move to, but that's just one way. Another way that you can make money is with affiliate marketing. And with affiliate marketing, you are recommending or selling other people's products and services. And the way that affiliate marketing works, you find products and services that are congruent or in line with your target audience. You work with those companies, get your affiliate links, and you put them on your blog post. Now, the key to affiliate marketing is simply finding products that your customers are interested in. You know that your customers are interested in graphic design, so you can promote graphic design hardware and software. It would not make sense for you to promote basketball, for example, on your graphic design website because you would get very few buyers, if any. Another way that you can make money is selling your own digital or physical products. Now, what you can do is you can sell your own digital or physical products right from your website with additional plugins. It's actually really easy to sell your own digital or physical products, but that is outside the scope of this video. So after learning how to make money, we need to share our content on social media. The reason why you want to share your content on social media in the very beginning is you won't have any traffic. You won't have any organic traffic. And Google is really testing your content to the content that's already out on the internet and making sure that you're adding new information and you're not just rehashing what's already out there. And so to help get your content seen by people, you can share your content on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Pinterest, really anywhere your customers are. And I think you should share every blog post that you upload to these sites as often as possible. And then the final question that I get today is, how many blog posts should I write? And in my opinion, you should write 50 blog posts to start. 50 does seem like a lot of blog posts to write. However, I think 50 is a good number for a few reasons. One, you're going to get better at writing. The more time you write, the more opportunities you get to improve your writing. You're going to have 50 opportunities to get discovered organically. You're telling Google that you are serious when it comes to writing. You're not just here to kind of poach their traffic. You really want to add value. And it's 50 keywords. That's a lot more than what other people have done in the past. And so that is a very strong goal. So shoot for 50, either write once a day, every day, or once every other day for 100 days, but make that your goal. And then be sure to check out the 3 links in the description. The first one is to web hosting. The second one is to premium WordPress themes. And then the third one is a free affiliate marketing course. Be sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell if this video or any other video on this channel helps you out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.